I'm going to share information with you today and in the future that literally has the power to change our life. How did you see I am not able to change your life, but you certainly are, and I have found that it is the idea that literally change everything in our life. Many years ago, I'm going back over 50 years ago. I was fortunate enough to be handed a book, Think and Grow Rich. But along with the book, the man that gave it to me gave me a specific direction and on how to use it. I guess today you have called him me coach or my mentor. He was just actually a real good friend that was able to see something in me that I couldn't see in myself. Now up to that time, I had gone down every road you could think, but but none of the led to good end. I was on the wrong road. I was on the wrong road and my life was just up. I could earn any money. I wasn't particularly happy. I never got I never got to good job. I had no formal education, a couple of months high school, and I had no actually business experience. But by following this man direction, by the way he said, if you do actually what I tell you until you find out that I'm lying to you or I don't know what I am talking about, you are gonna end up a big winner. Now he said I don't lie and I do know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't even want to guess that the number of people I've said that to over the past 14 some years. But at any rate, I started to follow his direction. I went from to 5,000 to 100,000 in a year, and then I took it over a million. Now you may be wondering what I was doing. I was cleaning floors. I, I started to clean one office. I got 30, 13 a month for watching the floor clean. And I end up to less than 5 years cleaning floor in London, England. The thing took up like a rocket. But when I got I am sitting thinking, how the heck did this happen? No, this were a lot of people cleaning floors, but they weren't doing what I was doing. There were a lot of people reading Think and Grow Rich, but they were vanished doing what I was doing, and I had to ask myself what happened is, and I had brain raised to believe. Probably much the same as you that if you are going to earn a lot of money, you got to be really smart. I knew I wasn't very smart, but I was earning a lot of money, so I started looking and I searching. It took me 9 years, and I finally got to college. And when you got to college, and I figured out our way I changed. I realized I had discovered something very valuable. Do you know the many startups? But it is true. you went to the largest company in the world, and they all have a start, but reality, relatively few of them can tell you why they are start. They don't know why they are start, why they are start. Find the top salesperson in any organization. 99 out of 100 of them cannot tell you why they were the top salespeople. You see, if you know, or if the company knows that company can give it everybody well. I know why I were winning. Now mine took me 9 years to figure it out. I studied with some of the most brilliant people in the world. And when I got a finger out and all I wanted to do was share it, I wanted everybody to know. It was such a simple thing, and it was such a phenomenal discovery for me, but I had a problem. I was shy, I was very quiet, and I was withdrawn. I mean, I wouldn't answer the question in front of 4 or 5 people. Sometimes I wouldn't ask you a question anyway because I was so insecure in that area. Very knowledgeable in one area, but very incurious. And one day I was standing in the back of the ballroom at the hotel, and there were 1,000 people in the audience, and they were broken into 2 banks. Now 500 here, 500 here, with an eye down the center. Below was a speaker. Now Bill gone. Now let him, but he was and was considered the frank son of speaker. I mean, he was a best in the world. And I was watching him, and he had a handle mic, and he was on the front corner of the wall on the right hand side of the room, and he said, "Staying up. If I want to be free, I've got to be me, not to be me, not to me. I think you think I should me, not to me. I think my right thing. I should be, not think me. I think my kids think I should be it, and I want to be free. I've got to be me." Now he said, I better now know uh, who me, and now I am standing in the back of the room watching him, and I was thinking if I could only do that. I wanted to share the information so much, but I was shy. Now let me digress for a second. I had listened to Art Nightingale for years. I burned messages into my mind. The first recording in the correct Sarah to recording that led the field program. The first recording was on the magic word, and it was attitude. And at one point in the record, he said, "Now right here we come to the largest chunk of fact. We stand to minimize the thing we can do, the goal we can accomplish, and for some equally general reason, we think other people can accomplish things that we cannot." I want you to understand that not true. You got deep receivers of talent and ability within you. Now, if you ask me if I understood that, I'd say, of course, understand it. I listened to that. I bet I had listened to that at least 1,000 times in the 9 years that I was searching for why were I winning. And if you asked me, I said, yeah. I understood. I did not understand it at all any, and I am sitting the standing actually watching Bill roll. And that record started to play in my head, and I could hear Erling guy sign out right here. We come to the another chunk fact. We tend to minimize, and I thought that is what he meant by that, and I made up my mind. I was not only going to do and learn to do what Bill Gold had just done in front of me. I was going to get him to teach me, and I did, and Bill go over, and I become great friends. In fact, the last speech Bill go to make was for my company. That is right, was about 5 years ago. It was in December on the uh, 20th of December. Bill ago passed away. If he had lived till January, he would have been 19. He did what he loved right up until the last day, but I will him such a word of thanks. Now I don't speak at all like a Bill Grover, but I speak on over the world. I've spoken to a group of now 15 people to 12,000. And you know something, he taught me to be comfortable in front of the camera or in front of the people. And he said, Bob, if you want to be effective, just thinking, and the people you are thinking are just fall in love with the idea, helping them. And he said, and you can help them because you got valuable information. Now that was 14 6 years ago. I did not lose the science like that. It took a little while, but with the proper coaching, it left me. I did not lose the good side of science. I can enjoy being be myself. I spend a lot of time by myself on the road. But the bad side, if I it were afraid to express myself freely in front of other people, and I got over that, and I got rid of the double. Now I wouldn't imagine you have a double in a number of different areas, and possibly in an area you really don't want them, and they are certainly not serving you well. You are going to free 5 6 minutes to success a program that is decided to show you how to eliminate the double and how to get research. We get research that stick